come along as we tour Zante Island for the day. We're hiring a car. Come along for the ride. Already the second time up to the room because we've forgotten something. Again. Time at two. Left-hand drive, anyone? Not me. I'm not a good enough driver in the UK. So we basically had no plan for this, so we googled a couple of spots that looked good and headed over to the other side of the island. It started with loads of like country back roads. These got progressively smaller and more dangerous. Thank God I wasn't driving. RIP if we had been. Lots of churches, gorgeous little villages. It was very Greek, but also Zante's not very Greek because Zante's really small. There was tourists everywhere. Even in this tiny village, you can see, look, tourists everywhere. We're up in the hills. That's cute. It's a little cafe. We're up in the hills in this car that I'm surprised got us up in the hills. So good for Alex for getting us here. The roads are not what we're used to. Got to see some of the most gorgeous views of the island because we were so high up, and could see Kefalonia, that is that land over there. So that was exciting. Got to see parts that we definitely would not have seen if we had not rented this car. Do I fear we may die today? Maybe. Maybe. Not because of Alex driving, but because of this car and the roads. And we're on a cliff edge. How lovely. There was many a hairpin turn, which was great fun. This one wasn't too bad because you couldn't fall off one edge of it. There were plenty where you were on a cliff doing a hairpin turn. We just followed this bus round though, so it was fine because if anyone was going to die, it was going to be whoever the bus hit. There was this gorgeous little fishing village where men literally stepped into the street to try and sell us things, but that meant we'd got to this absolutely gorgeous viewpoint where we didn't swim, but you could have, but it was stunning. First stopping point of the day. Windmill Lighthouse and the sea. We didn't die. Some caves, but I don't know where the caves are. It's very hot, we haven't got some lotion on, but anyway, it's gorgeous. We drove past a little old-fashioned olive press, which was absolutely stunning. It felt really authentic, this little bit, where we were like really away from main civilization. The views were honestly stunning. Lunchtime with the best views. The best views. This is the size of my head. So we ate some lunch and then went for a little snorkel in this like relatively secluded spot, and it was absolutely beautiful. There was so many fish. We saw more than anywhere else, and I thought I was really cool here, but let me off, guys. Honestly, just look, it felt so magical, and it was like relatively secluded, which was gorge. Second stop completed, and now we're going to a monastery, I think. We need to have a quick look at the map, but that was a good swim. And now, next stop. This is what I mean about cliff edge. I think my resting heart rate was about 120. We drove through this lovely old pretty village, which was just, it was so nice. Honestly, the best day. Saw the famous shipwreck for 30 seconds. It was pretty, overrated if I'm honest, soz. Guys, the walk down was easy. The walk back up less so. Views are pretty though. And that's all that matters. Probably. When we get to the car, it'll be all that matters. A very, 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 very sweaty walk back. Look back at the car now. Going to one last stop. Maybe two. Probably one. I've got a bite on my thumb, guys, it's horrible. Our final stop was this monastery, and we saw this donkey on the way. It's still a working monastery, it's a few hundred years old, but the monks were selling like olive oil and bracelets and honey. They had beehives and they had these gorgeous bells that you could ring. We drove through a street market. Got many more nice views of the island and of little villages with churches and other old buildings. We got back from travelling. Alex is dropping the car off and I am just going to read by the pool. Thanks for coming along, guys. See you next week.